Hey everyone, here are 10 saddest Game of Thrones deaths. Before I start, I need to say I'll be talking about some major details in the show and I'll be spoiling some things. So if you don't want me to spoil anything for you, I've not seen Game of Thrones, click out and come back and watch this video later. But if you've seen the show, let's get into it. Number 10, Ned Stark. This was the death in Game of Thrones that made us realize the kind of show that we are in. Ned Stark was the person that we've been following for the highest part of the show in the first season, and him just dying just like that, the main character dying like that, was something that I did not see coming, and it just shaped everybody's mind. Well, let me speak for everybody, but it shaped my mind to know the kind of show that I'm watching. It showed that no one is safe. Even the main character is not safe in this show. The death was so sad, but it had a very deep meaning, and it had a rippling effect throughout the whole show. Number 9, Ygritte. Ygritte and Jon Snow's love was one of the most infectious love in this show. These are two people from two different backgrounds, two people on opposite sides, and they met and they fell in love, and their love was so magnetic and so enthralling to watch. And when the time came when Ygritte's character died, it was just so gut-wrenching. And for her to have died in Jon Snow's arms, it was another thing that made her death so sad. And the line she uttered just before they died, she said, "We should have never left that cave, Jon Snow." That line just hit me so hard every time I watch that death scene. And it just makes Ygritte's death such a very sad death. She was one amazing, interesting character. And just watching her die in the arms of the person she loves was just so sad. And fantastic storytelling at the same time. Number 8, Oberyn Martell. Oberyn Martell is one of those characters that steals the scene they are in. Any scene Oberyn Martell is in, he just steals it. And it's not even like he's trying to steal the show. He's just such a magnetic character. And he just steals the scenes that he's in. And when his death scene came, his death scene was befitting for a character like him. It was a very flamboyant, very out of this world character. And his death was out of this world. I loved the death. His death made me sad, but man, the storytelling around it was just superb, and I couldn't help but just appreciate and feel sad about the death of this fantastic character. Number 7, Missandei. Missandei was another lovable character, one very charming, sweet character. One of the things that makes her death very sad is that Missandei, for the better part of her early life, she was a slave, but she met Daenerys, and Daenerys broke the chains, and she became a free woman. But when she died in chains, and it was just so heartbreaking for a character like that, for a character that has seen all these things, has broken these chains, and to now die in chains again was just, wow. Fantastic storytelling, honestly, and it made her death hit me so hard, man. That factor that she died in chains, as she had not died in chains, but she died a normal death, and she wasn't in chains. She might not even be in this list, but the fact that she was freed and she later died in chains was just something that makes her death so sad. Number 6, Theon Greyjoy. There's something Game of Thrones does very well with their characters. They will make you dislike a character from the beginning, then they will make that character go through hell. And when that character goes through hell, you just sympathize with the character and get on the side of the character. And that's one of the things they did with Theon Greyjoy. I went from disliking the character to hating the character to feeling sympathy for the character to appreciating the character. That was a fantastic arc for the character, and his death and the way he died, protecting the people that he had once betrayed, was something that made his death so poetic for me. And even in the face of death, he knew he was going to die, and he still charged ahead, and he just accepted his death. And what Bran says to him at the end, "You're a good man," man, it just hit so hard. Like, that's something that Theon has been battling with all his life, and for him to get that kind of validation from the person that he did the greatest harm, it just makes it such a very powerful and emotional scene, and it made his death so sad, yet it was the best thing for the character at that point. Number 5, Lyanna Mormont. Lyanna Mormont was a badass. Now everyone knows Lyanna Mormont. She didn't take shit from no one. The smallest in the room, and she was always spitting facts, talking to everyone like, "Fuck you, this is how this shit should be." And just made Lyanna a very interesting character. And when her death scene came, like, I was first so sad that, is this how this girl is going to go out? Is she going to go out crushed by this giant just like that? And she had one last move. She stuck her dragon glass into the eye of the giant, and honestly, that made me so happy. Like, I was sad that she died, but I loved the way she went out. She went out like a freaking boss. The smallest one took out the biggest one. Who doesn't love a David and Goliath story? So her death was sad, but also it was bittersweet. Number 4, Jon Snow. Although his character came back to life, it didn't change the fact that his death was very sad. Jon Snow just wanted to do the best he could. He wanted to help people. He wanted to help the wildlings because he knew they had stayed where they were. They would have become warriors in the Night King's army. And he just didn't want that to happen, and he wanted to protect them. But how did he get paid back? Is his brothers, his fucking brothers of the Night's Watch, they stabbed him in the heart, and it was just so gut-wrenching to watch. Like, seeing Jon Snow, one of the characters that we've grown to love and to like, just died just like that was something so heartbreaking. And the fact that it happened at the end of the season was another thing that just made, what? How could you do that to Jon Snow? The death was sad, but it also made sense to the story. Number 3, Robb Stark. Robb Stark made some mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes. It's just like Ned Stark. He did some stupid things that led to his downfall. I didn't want to take the whole events that happened. I just wanted to mention his own death in particular, because that Red Wedding could just even fill this list of saddest deaths. But I just wanted to pick out only Robb Stark. Robb Stark made some terrible decisions. He did very well in the beginning, but towards the end, he made some terrible decisions and he paid dearly for it. And the way he died, so it's just, wow. Dying in that kind of position just made it so heartbreaking. You came to have dinner in this person's house. This person invited you to have dinner or something, and this person just murdered all your family brutally. That was just so sad. And the fact that they didn't play any music at the end of the episode just made the death sit with me. And man, it was one of the most gut-wrenching, most perfect, most brutal deaths in Game of Thrones. Number 2, Hodor. The reveal of Hodor and why he says Hodor and his death scene was just one of the greatest shocks and the greatest, saddest moments of this show. This guy had been afflicted with this thing from a young age, always saying, hold on, didn't know how to say anything. And we finally got to know the reason why he was saying this thing, protecting his friends. He just had one job, to protect his friends. And that was what he did. He did it with all his life. And just the storytelling around it and the twist of how the whole thing happened, how Hodor became Hodor. It was just so gut-wrenching. It was heartbreaking. But man, it was fantastic storytelling. Number 1, Shireen Baratheon. I don't think any character in this show had as sad as the death as this girl had. Because Shireen Baratheon was a sweet girl. She was sweet. Everyone loved Shireen Baratheon. Everybody that watched this show, they would have felt some form of affection towards Shireen. Her just getting the most brutal death possible in this show was something that she did not deserve. Something no character in this show deserve. Okay, maybe some characters, maybe Joffrey or Ramsay deserve the kind of death that Shireen faced, but not Shireen. And the fact that it was her parents that led to it was just another thing that made me very furious and made me very sad. Sometimes when I close my eye and think about it, I can still hear Shireen screaming, and just, it breaks my heart so much. Shireen's death was so painful, and honestly, it is the most saddest death in Game of Thrones. So those are 10 of the most saddest Game of Thrones deaths. Which deaths or which character death do you think I'm missing here? Comment below and let me know. If it's your first time on my channel, my guy, please like, share and follow me for more contents like this. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Cheers.